Plus Sports and PlusTvAfrica on a Thursday. And like I told Mukail before the match, I was like, well, whether it's Mo Salah, whether it's Mo Ileya, it doesn't matter. We're still going to beat Egypt, or at least a draw. You agreed with me, but a lot of people out there who sent me messages didn't agree with me. And yes, it was 1-0, slim win, but I didn't even see Mo Salah. I only saw him, I think, once in that 90 minutes.
I feel that the Egyptian team, some think that a lot of them had prepared, anticipating that Salah was going to save the day for them, so a lot of the players took a step back. But I think the critical problem within that match was that enough chances were not created, because Salah's a pacey fellow. And
they weren't getting the ball to him. He needed to bring Alexander-Arnold with him.
He didn't have a lot of opportunities where the ball could be passed into space and he could just run onto it.
Okay, I have Victor Godfrey, all the way from Douala, Cameroon, via Zoom on the show today. I've also got Seun Ajidagba via phone call today. But let me go to the story first off. Kelechi Iheanacho and the head coach Augustine Egwavoin emphasized the confidence of the Nigerian squad and claimed they weren't scared of Egypt at AFCON. In the opening game of the tournament, the Super Eagles claimed a huge 3 points against the Egyptians in a 1-0 win at the Rumde Adija Stadium. Iheanacho's superb strike at the half hour remained the game's only goal, with the Leicester City forward praising the work rate and preparation of his team and for the opener. Still new to his side, Egwavoin also gave an insight into his coaching style. Now, Seun Ajidagba, welcome on the show. Hello, Seun.
Hello, good morning, Wale.
Welcome on the show, Seun.
It's a pleasure joining you on Thursday's installment of Plus Sport on PlusTvAfrica.
Now, before I go to Victor, who is in faraway Douala, Cameroon, let me come to you. Let's face Egypt first off. Nigerians were looking towards a draw or a loss to Egypt. A Kelechi Iheanacho strike made it happen for Nigeria. And I have not seen the Super Eagles play like that in a very long time, Seun.
It was a comprehensive performance from Augustine Egwavoin's boys. You can't take it away from Egwavoin, who thinks at the time. Because if anything had gone south, we would have hit the blame on him as the manager. But for me, I was shocked by the way the Super Eagles neutralized all the tactics of an experienced manager in Carlos Queiroz, who has handled Real Madrid, has been assistant to Sir Alex Ferguson. All the things he brought that day were neutralized by the tactical ingenuity of the players and the manager. I saw the likes of Omar Mamouche, Mohamed Salah, Trezeguet, Ahmed Fati, Neni, all of them neutralized. For me, the only sad part was that we didn't convert our chances. It should have been more than one. Statistics showed that by far Nigeria was the better side. The first time I would see Mohamed Salah do anything was in the 70th minute. That faint shot that Maduka Okoye stopped with his leg. In actual fact, it was as if Maduka Okoye was on sabbatical leave.
Okay, now let's look at Victor in faraway Douala, Cameroon. Let's look at it this way. Like Seun just said, every star who was on that pitch was from the Egyptian side. Yes, we had stars too. But on paper, on TV, they have a coach called Carlos Queiroz, who is a fantastic coach and the whole world knows him. They've got El Neni of Arsenal, Trezeguet, Mo Salah of Liverpool, who is claimed to be the best footballer in the world as we speak. I didn't see him on the field of play. What did Nigeria do right? Egwavoin said that we go to wing play. And he did go to wing play, and it worked for us.
Also, if you saw the review or post-match conference, if you watched it, the entirety of it all, he mentioned something about double teaming on opponents with the ball, which is, like I said before, if you have a very good tactical game plan, we can literally win this competition. So the tactical game plan was, according to what it says, if Mo Salah or any player was with the ball, somebody who is marking that player will be there, and the next Nigerian player that is closest to the two players already going for the ball will join and support the other Nigerian players. So you have 2-on-1 at each time. And like Seun said, it was an incredible performance. It's a masterclass of some sort because, like we've mentioned before, under General, we just played to the win. Like if we were lucky that day and we had a good game, we won. If we were not lucky, we would lose. But here you can see there was a game plan. And big shout out to Austin Eguavoen. I mean, we didn't really give him a chance ever since 2006 when he took us to the Nations Cup back. And now he's proven that he might just be one of Nigeria's best tactical geniuses we have. We've not really seen how good he really is. But again, kudos to the Super Eagles. This is the one time that they really played well, and everybody is in unison. So you know what? We didn't just pray and have our hearts in our mouths like, oh God, please let the final whistle come. It was a very commanding performance. We could have played that extra 90 minutes and still end 1-0 or maybe 2. Would have lost that match.
Now, Seun, let me come to you on this one. Now, Cerezo has gone back to wing play. And that was what USA 94 team did, and they did very well. The last time we won the Nations Cup was with Stephen Keshi, who went back to wing play. Now, Eguavoen has gone back to wing play, and we saw how well the Super Eagles played against Egypt. And a section of the supporters club in Cameroon were singing, "We don't want Pesero. We already have Cerezo."
I agree with you. Prior to the camp opening on December 29th, when he was given that job, don't forget, he's still the technical director of the Nigerian Football Federation. It was owing to the sack of General that they asked him to fill that void before they appointed Jose Victor Pesero. Now, he said something very instructive, that I want the Super Eagles to return to wing play, just like we did during our own time, where we had the likes of Lidi George, who is now the coach of Eimba, and of course, Emmanuel Amunike, former coach of the Tanzanians, who also is a member of the CAF Technical Study Group. And Wale, coincidentally, he brings into the camp of the Super Eagles on the eve of that match. We don't have those wingers anymore, the Filidis and the Amunites. But in the likes of Chukwueze, Moses Simon, and Awoni and all of that, we have what we call inverted wingers who would like to cut into the box. But we effectively utilized that thing on Tuesday. Zaidu Sanusi did not bump forward to join up with the attack. Reason being that he was given an instruction to stay on his lane and neutralize all the attacking foray of Mohamed Salah. We saw what Ola Aina did, join up with the attack. Moses Simon too tried his best, but for me, his final balls were very, very poor, and he needs to work on that. If his final balls were good, he would have scored more than that. Chukwueze didn't really give his best on that day, but like we said, it's the first game, but we can always improve on it.
Okay,
for me, it was really a brilliant performance.
Yeah, Seun,
I never saw that.
Quickly, before we go to Victor, Mukail, quickly, do you agree with this part of the supporters club who were chanting, "We don't want Pesero, we already have Cerezo," which is Eguavoen's nickname?
I don't know. Like Victor said before,
Raw was with the Super Eagles, a foreigner, and he couldn't win the Nations Cup. Keshi came in there, and before his death, he won.
The truth is, we haven't seen, like Victor said, enough of Eguavoen in charge of the Super Eagles to say he has the pedigree to be managing a national team. This is not a club. This is not a third division team. This is a national team, and the expectations are so incredibly high. I'm sure as much as we might have different opinions on who should be managing, whether it should be a foreigner or it should be a local, whoever is in charge should be able to take advantage of all of the excess talent that exists in the team. Right now, we're talking about wing play. In Europe, the best wing play is the ability to drag opposition in to
the middle, and then you can run around them.
What is left for us now, if Eguavoen was in charge post Nations Cup, what I would be expecting was for the team to be able to switch play from one wing to the other, to be able to drag teams into the middle with a strong defensive or capable creative midfielder who can then spread play for attackers who are already on the run, trying to beat the last man and trying to take advantage of that overlap.
Okay, now, Super Eagles forward Moses Simon says the team will not be complacent when they face Sudan in their second Group D game on Saturday at the Rumde Adizio Stadium in Garoua. Simon was one of the Nigeria's most outstanding players in the win against Egypt and was a thorn in the flesh of the Egyptian fullbacks, with his performance earning him plaudits from fans and the head coach Austin Eguavoin. The Eagles returned to training on Wednesday ahead of their all-important game against Sudan, with victory in the game set to hand the three-time champions one of the automatic tickets to the round of 16. Speaking ahead of the encounter, Simon says the Eagles will approach the game with the same intensity as that of Egypt, adding that there are no more minnows in African football. The Egypt game was Simon's 46th appearance for the Eagles. He's found the back of the net 5 times. Quickly, Victor, we have seen Nigeria do so well in one match and then blow cold in the next match. But Moses Simon says we will not be complacent. We will not take Sudan for granted.
Well, that is the case because we've seen in this tournament already. I mean, if you watch the game yesterday, Ivory Coast, as a matter of fact, we're in the stadium live for that one. Ivory Coast against Equatorial Guinea. And quite frankly, Ivory Coast was lucky to get away with all 3 points. It could have been a draw, even Equatorial Guinea winning that match. We saw Sierra Leone against Algeria. We saw Mali against Tunisia. So there's really, there are big names in football, especially during qualifiers and friendly matches. But sometimes in competitions, if it doesn't just work for that big team, the lesser team that is more prepared will definitely win. Same with the Super Eagles against Sudan. Yes, Sudan hasn't been a powerhouse in African football since the inception, actually, of the Nations Cup. As a matter of fact, they were there in the maiden edition when it was just Sudan, Ethiopia, and Egypt. But football has, evolved since then massively, and we have big names in African football. And fortunately for us, Nigeria is that such a big name. I believe if the team plays, with their chest out, stick to the game plan, and we're talking about whether it's inverted wingers or not, whatever game plan you want to use, as long as you just play with your heart and stick to your game plan, don't give up. I'm pretty sure we should beat Sudan.
Okay.
But they shouldn't be, they shouldn't be complacent. That's the biggest. That would be our kryptonite now. Beating Egypt shouldn't be the final. We should go in with the same mentality, humble mindset, be the underdog in the fight, and then hopefully we get the victory.
Now, Seun, we have seen the Super Eagles complacent many times in the past. But Moses Simon says we will not be complacent. We will not underrate Sudan. We will take them headlong, the same way we took on Egypt.
Wale, I've always told you about a song I love to listen to on a daily basis. Jimmy Rando, One Day at a Time, Sweet Jesus. Coincidentally, I just posted on my status now that Nigerians and by extension the Super Eagles players should tamper their expectation or lower their expectation as far as AFCON 2022 is concerned. Yes, we played a game against Egypt, the most successful team at AFCON, and it was a near perfect performance. But one game does not win you AFCON. You have to play 7 matches to win AFCON. So it must be one game at a time. But honestly speaking, Wale, if on the basis of what I saw Sudan do against Guinea-Bissau, that Guinea-Bissau lost 3 points rather than that 1 point that they shared, I want to say the Super Eagles will get the result over them. But like we always say, no 2 games are the same. So there should not be room for any complacency. So every game should be taken like a final.
So Seun, we'll be seeing you here on Saturday on Plus Sports Special. And we had the Tafawa Balewa Square we opened officially on Sunday to cricket.
Yes, by the special grace of God. Sunday is the official opening, but I'll be around by the special grace of God on Saturday live to speak on it.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Seun. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to do this. Take me well to my brother from another mother, Mikael. The man who won't do normal. And to all the crew at Plus Sports, God will enlarge your coast beyond your imagination.
Amen to that.
Victor, don't follow
in Cameroon
girls to.
Thank you very much, Seun. And Victor, like he said, don't do what he said you shouldn't do. Stay safe, Victor, in Cameroon, Douala. Thank you. And of course, wow. Okay, that's Seun, vintage Seun Ajidagba. Okay, I don't know which normal he wants you to do though.
I think I have a clue.
You have an idea, okay. Yeah. Now, former world number 1 Andy Murray Mikhail is a big fan. Beat second seed Nicolas Basilashvili of Georgia in the second round of the Sydney Tennis Classic yesterday. The Brits lost the first set but went on to win the match 7-4, 7-6, 3-6, 3 in 3 hours and 15 minutes. Elsewhere, America's Rayla Opelka defeated home hopeful Jordan Thompson in straight sets 6-3, 6-2 in the quarterfinals of the ATP 250 event on Thursday. Now, Murray will play David Goffin of Belgium, and Opelka faces fellow American Brandon Nakashima. Andy Murray survives Basilashvili scare.
Andy Murray, unfortunately, we've talked about this so often in the past. Injuries have kind of derailed him.
Age
has set in, and you combine those two factors, and it's harder to heal from injuries when you're older. And he got started late at winning majors. You know, he had to build up to it. Like I say, some talents they burn very quickly and they're able to jump to the head of the queue. We see with Tsitsipas, we see with Medvedev. We see a lot of these talents now that are dominating the game. But at the end of the day, longevity will be the defining factor that determines how well we see them at the end of their careers. Murray keeps going, and I appreciate that. I enjoy that, and I believe there's still one more major in him.
Okay, thank you, Mikhail. It's going to be a fantastic Thursday, I'm sure that. Okay, and now, before I go on the show, there's this thing on social media. I watched the match, actually, and this guy stopped the match before 90 minutes twice. He stopped the match the first time, before 90, I think 85th minute, and then he finally stopped the match in the 87th minute.
His watch isn't working.
And they were showing him their watch. He still disagreed. He gave someone a red card after stopping the match and then coming back again. And then the Nigerian match against Egypt. Nigeria won, so it's taking the talking point away from every other thing. The ball leaked thrice. They had to change the balls 3 times. It was leaking. It was the 4th ball that survived the end of the game.
You know, we're consumed by the football on the pitch, but there's still a lot about African football, the AFCON, that needs to be...
Come on.
Because the template has been set by the Europeans, but even the Asians are following strictly to these standards, and so are the Middle Easterns. So Africa needs to step up. We need to have better qualified referees who can, because how many referees are called out of Africa to go referee World Cups?
True that.
We need to reach that standard.
Thank you very much, Mikhail. Thank you very much, Victor Godfrey, all the way from Douala, Cameroon. And thank you very much, Seun Ajidagba, via phone. Thank you very much, Onoja. Thank you very much, Ruby. Thank you very much, AJ Ajasa. Thank you very much, Debola. Thank you very much, D1, downstairs, the powerhouse, Dayo. Thank you very much. My name is Wally Scott. Well, I'm leaving you with basketball today. The Los Angeles Clippers rallied from a 25 points half deficit to beat the Denver Nuggets. Okay, so my name is Wally Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.